Hi, everyone. It's John Benko, the Director of Nursing here at Belfair, and want to discuss with you the screening process. As we all know, we are doing some enhanced screening of everyone coming onto our campus or going out into the field with clients, and we need to make sure that we're doing the screening appropriately. If you're a health screener, you should be seeing the screening instruction form, which has been sent out. You should also have the screening form, right? The screening form which details the name of the screener, the employees, etc. And then we have some instructions. So if we look at the instructions, they tell us that we need to ask questions. This is equally, if not more important than taking that temperature. So as a screener, you need to take the person's temperature. If you're doing it over the phone, ask them what their temperature is, and then ask them the questions. Do you currently feel sick? Have you had a fever of 100 degrees Fahrenheit or higher within the last 72 hours? Have you had any new unexplained symptoms of COVID-19 within the last 72 hours? Dry cough, shortness of breath, chills, sore throat, new loss of taste or smell, muscle pain, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. Have you traveled outside the state of Ohio in the past 14 days? And are you currently living with someone who has been tested for or tested positive for COVID-19 in the last 14 days? We want to make sure that when you ask these questions, that you're only looking for a yes or no answer. We do not need any interpretation. The employee needs to tell us yes or no. If the answer is yes to any of those questions, the beginning questions, I should say, or if you're in person, those questions 1 through 4. So they had a high fever. They've said that they were sick. They said they had a fever in the last several days. They said they had new onset symptoms. They need to go home. We need to send them home with the positive health screen instructions. We need to fill the positive screening form out and send it via email as you've been instructed. It's right there on the form. Send it to Diana Harrison. And then we need to get the screening form in hard copy through interoffice mail to Tricia Borden. The last thing, and one of the most important things you need to do, is notify the division director by phone call or text. That has to happen real time. If the employee answers yes to those last questions, so they have traveled out of the state or they're living with someone who's tested or tested positive, we need that employee to wear a face covering for the next 14 days. A positive screening form needs to be completed and sent to Diana Harrison again, and we need to notify the division director by phone call or text. It's important that we then have that person always wear that mask for the 14 days. All of the things we're doing here is to make sure that we are not missing the opportunity to prevent the spread of COVID-19 amongst ourselves and our clients. When we look at the screening form itself, on the upper right, you'll see that there is a little box to fill out that says agency, program, staff. What agency are you at, right? Are you at Belfair? What program? My program is the health clinic. What staff? That staff name there should be the appropriate party. Who is the party that is responsible for getting these forms over to our COVID-19 monitoring department? In my office, it's our administrative assistant. And so for here, that's whose name I would put there. It's important that that name is on there. We need to have accountability. We need to know who's responsible for getting these forms filled out and turned in so that we can monitor our screening process. When you look at the screening form itself, and some adjustments may be made to this form. We've let the division directors and program directors do what makes sense for them. So you may see your name printed in there if you work a static shift. You may see the employee's name there on the left for the whole week. You may see lines where we can add the name. The important part is for every person, we need to know the name of the screener, the employee name, and we need to know if they were screened by phone, the phone box is checked out. If they were screened in person, the employee needs to sign that form. This is for everyone who has passed screening. If you had a positive screening and you're being sent home as an employee, the screener will fill out the positive screening form. So by and large, this is the form you'll fill out. Again, make sure the employee name is there, the screener. It's okay if you had 2 screeners and you had to note on their screener for Wednesday as someone else. We just need to know who screened the employee and that they were screened. If they've signed the form, it's indicative that they were in person. If the phone box is checked, we know that they were screened by the screener listed over the telephone. It is important that we have this information because we need to verify that we are screening the employees. We have to have every employee who is coming in contact with our clients screened and every employee that's coming onto our property screened. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, Benko J at Wingspan CG, or your immediate supervisor, or you can reach out to HR. Again, I'm happy to help you get these forms right. We need to get them right. Every employee, every shift, before they start, needs to be screened. This is what we're going to do to help make sure that we're stemming the spread of COVID-19. So it's the strong screening process, the procedures we have in place so far as hand hygiene, wearing a mask whenever you're out in public, including on campus, social distancing whenever you can. We want to get that distance. Good sanitation, wipe your workstations down, and make sure that we're following these instructions. And if we're feeling sick, the most important thing you could do is not come to work. So you as screeners, we're going to rely on you to help our fellow employees understand that importance and to be properly screened every time they're here on campus. Again, I appreciate the efforts of everybody. I know this is stressful. I know it can get confusing. I know these guidelines may change again. That's okay. We'll get you the information. Any way we can help, reach out. We're here to help you. Help us by getting the screening done correctly and make sure that we get it over to the appropriate parties every week. Every employee, every day, and they get turned in every week. Thanks for your attention. Let me know what I can do to help. In the meantime, wash your hands and stop touching each other. Thanks.